with the weather today, but it's 9 o'clock, so what we'll do. Let's start with our usual hellos and greetings and IDs. And you want to start us off, Ryan?
Sure. Ryan Noble, IT.
All right. Bob Tremonti, President's Office.
Dale Frazier, Assistant to the President.
Yep.
Rob Frazier, Campus Public Safety.
Katie Marshall, Dean of Continuing Ed.
Arno Plano, Assistant Vice President of Finance.
Paul New Business Manager.
Adam Patterson, Vice President IRA.
Jessica Jackson, City Campus Counseling Chair, and Union Clerk.
Dana Horn, the AVP of Student Affairs, Marketing, and Communications.
Dave Taylor, Assistant Vice President. Joe Lundeen, Executive Director of ITS.
Jim Frankhauser, Maintenance and Facilities.
Igor, Student Trustee.
Oh, sorry. It's only a morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Takai, President.
Jeff Stone, Board of Trustees.
And Ken Burley, Trustee.
All right. And thanks, everyone. Hi, Eric. Thanks, everyone, for being here. I know we've got an array of weather and traffic issues. There was a crash on the 290, and there's a ton of snow in the South Towns, according to Rob. So we'll see as people get in. We'll be able to get into the business part as we form our quorum. Melody will be joining us remotely. I don't know if anyone's on Ryan, as yet?
Bill is joining now.
Oh, that's Bill Reuter. Hi, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. It feels like it's been a while since we met. It was December 18th, so I hope everyone had a good holiday season and a good start to the new year. We've all been housebound. It's been cold and snowy. But it feels good to be back together. My general outlook for this meeting is that we'll have some reports and a few miscellaneous things while we wait for our quorum to be established, and then we'll open it up and go into an executive session. I don't think it'll be a terrifically long executive session. We have to be briefed primarily on the continuing negotiations we have going with a couple of our bargaining units, and then we'll come back and do some business and move things right along. So I think I would like to start by asking, let's see, I don't know if John has arrived, but Rob.
No, John's outside.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Rob, you've got a special presentation.
So this is for you, Dr. Sagai. We try to do it before Christmas, but we don't control vendors. And this is for your continuous support of child safety.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, when she opens it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What a way to start the morning in the year, right?
Yeah.
See, I need my daughter to help me with this. She loves gifts. Oh, this is that first. Oh, this is so nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah. And John penciled you in for Saturday overnights.
I could do overnight.
Yes, in case you weren't warm enough this morning.
In case you wanted extra job. No problem. You have a great day. I gotta run.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah,
Nice
thank
to
you.
see you today.
This is nice. Oh, thank you.
And they are.
Thanks, Rob, for the present you gave me when I was president.
Thank you.
1120 Blakely Road, you still have
We'll
Thank you.
send it to you. I'd rather owe you than not pay you. Thank you, Cal. Jimmy, I'll talk to you.
I just texted that to you, Adiam, so you have it for your photo collages that you love to share with
Appreciate
us.
that.
So,
So I could be excused from traffic tickets if I wear that?
good luck.
You can give them out.
Huh?
Give them out.
That's right.
I think what I'd like to do is I'll start with my report to keep us on track. And the first thing I want to mention is that we have had a couple of changes to the board meeting schedule. Adim and I have talked, and just to remind trustees, hi Mel, good morning, that we will have our next board meeting on February 26th, which will be a board meeting of the typical nature to start, and then it'll segue into a full day or pretty full day annual retreat that we have. And we've made good use of those in the past, those days. I expect that will happen again. We've got some very good agenda items that we've worked up. They include, among other things, presentations and a chance to converse with Ben Swanikamp, who is the mayor's, one of the four deputy mayors now in the city, and someone with whom we've worked closely when he was the county executive chief of staff. And also, our own James Blackwell, who is now the Chief of Staff for Mark Poloncarz, as the County Executive, will also be with us. And with those two gentlemen will be able to talk about issues of mutual concern and involvement at the county level and at the city level with the full Board of Trustees. And we know over the past we've had some issues, in terms of the city, not issues necessarily, but areas where we wanted to make sure we had good, strong lines of communication with City Hall. For example, safety and vehicle safety and pedestrian safety around our downtown campus. So as an example, we'll be able to bring up that and other issues with them, make sure we've got their attention, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to learn more about how they view ECC and how we can mutually make progress. A couple of quick changes on the meeting schedule for May.
Before you leave February, it's going to be at North.
Yes, I should mention, Northland is the location, so everyone here is, of course, welcome. We wanted to move our board meetings around to other sites within our campus network and our outpost network, and Northland is a terrific success story for ECC, and we want to be able to go there and celebrate that and show the flag of the board over at the Northland Center. Gail will make sure to remind us and give us directions so we don't
And remind everybody to
drive here on autopilot, right?
remind everybody to submit their ACCT forms.
Yes. There is the American the Association of Community College Trustees, ACCT, does a good service every spring and early spring, late winter. They give us a survey about our board behavior, our board activities, our board accomplishments, shortfalls. President, chance to review the president, and so good morning, Trina. And it's an important thing that we all need to fill out because it serves as the basis for some good discussion at the retreat in late February. So what we'll do is complete this, look for it in your email, make sure to fill it out, and I suggest, be robust in your comments, don't feel limited at all, and let's look at each other's responses and use them for a good discussion when we meet at our annual retreat. It's been very helpful in the past. And then as far as the schedule, the May 28th meeting that is on your schedule at the moment is going to be canceled because we have on the 20th of May our commencement. We will all be there. I had a good talk with SUNY Chancellor John King yesterday afternoon just to stay in communication with him. We were probably on the phone for a half an hour or more. Briefed him on everything going on here at ECC, and he briefed me on what was happening with the state budget process and SUNY and where some of their priorities lie. So it was a very good call, and very happy to report John will be here visiting us on May 7th, and then we'll come back again on May 20th to be the featured speaker at our
You
commencement.
confirmed that yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, great.
It's on his calendar.
It's confirmed, Dana.
So, pin it down, but
Yeah, no.
he looked at his phone and it said May 20th in Buffalo. Hi, Candace. So that's good. So we will not need to meet on May 28th after Adim and I reviewed the situation. Of course, we will always call a special meeting if something comes up, but for now that can come off the calendar, and we'll all be together a week before that at commencement. On June 18th, we have a new date for our June meeting. I think it's a week earlier than planned, and that just has to do with a couple of people's schedules, including mine. I'll be out of the country, and at this point, hopefully that's enough notice that that won't create a problem for anybody. June 18th is our new meeting. And then in July, we have our typical break where we don't meet in the summer, and we'll be back again meeting with our regular sequence on August 27th. So at your station, and Gail will circulate by email the updated schedule, but the key events, just February 26th, retreat at Northland and board meeting, May 28th canceled, and June meeting, new date of the 18th, okay? So that's what's going on there. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trustees present. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Carrie Phillips is online too.
Oh, Carrie's online. Hi, Carrie, good morning. Good morning. Since you're online, I'll take the role for you. Jeff Stone, chair here. Melanie Baker, vice chair. Carrie Phillips, Secretary.
Here.
Thank you. Trina Burris.
Here.
Thank you. Ken Cooley.
Here.
Richard Lipsitz, absent. I think he had a conflict. Amanda Lau.
Here.
Good morning.
Who else is over this weather?
Candace Morrison.
Here.
And Igor Soares Pinero.
Here.
Hi. Well, good. Everybody got here pretty well today.
Yeah.
There was a crash on the 290 and like all this snow around, so nice that everyone could make it. I will declare that there is a quorum present and convene the meeting officially. And what we'll do now is take a motion, please, to go into executive session. We will stay there as we need to, but then we'll come out relatively quickly and get back with everyone to do our business and move the meeting along, okay? Motion to go into exec?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
As I mentioned, the purpose is largely to discuss collective bargaining. We'll be back.
Paul?
It's
That
the
building
city
is being
heat.
knocked down.
Okay.
Start again.
They have to, I think, like, because.
Welcome back, everyone. We
expensive to fix it.
we are done with our executive session. We voted to come out. For the record, we did not take any action of a formal nature at our executive session. We discussed pending negotiations between the college and involving Erie County with the FFECC, the neatening up of that contract that we have ratified and blessed already, as has the Faculty Federation. The ongoing discussions with AAECC about the contract with that group, and the Ask Me negotiations that are happening in a sort of collective way involving ECMC and the county and the library and our college. So full discussion of that without formal action. We discussed a couple of personnel-related matters and some real estate matters involving negotiations for property lease or acquisition. So that was the sum and substance of our executive session without formal action having been taken. So we will now move to our actual matters for board approval. We will start with, let me just quickly, before we get into the committees, we do have a resolution that we covered in executive session and we've talked about before, where people are aware that we have an operating agreement with the Erie Community College Foundation, our partner, in favor of the students and our college. And one voting member of the foundation's board of directors will be selected by the college board of trustees. And we periodically make that selection, and we have just done so with respect going forward from February forward. Our new representative on the foundation board will be Amanda Lau, and I thank Amanda for agreeing to do that. I thank Ken Crewley for his service, and I know the foundation is very happy to have Amanda coming over there, and she'll start with their February meeting. So with that operating agreement having been signed and some things worked out between us, I think we're in a good frame of mind with the foundation in terms of collective action going forward to support not only our students but our college more broadly. So that's nice, and I just want to take official action here along those lines. Each of you has the resolution here that I will sign it, but the essence of it is that we have this right and obligation, and we're exercising that by appointing Amanda Lau. Motion in favor?
So moved.
Second, Carrie and Igor. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and any opposed? Gail, I'm signing this resolution for you. And again, thanks Amanda and thanks Ken. Let's see. Let's go to our committees now. And we'll start with Ken Crewley for Budget Audit and Facilities Chair. 3 action items, maybe more.
Five resolutions we can go through pretty quickly.
All right. We'll vote on them collectively unless there's a reason to split one out.
The first one is the agreement for the renewal of the Career and Success Training Program. Paul is here, I believe, if there are questions. This is a contract that we've had with the County Social Services Department for about 30 years or more, Paul.
Correct.
And it provides about $375,000 of income to the college. It runs well and it deserves its approval. Paul, anything to add to that?
No, sir. If you hit all the high points, it's an annual thing. It's the 34th year. We service about 300 students a year, or 200 to 250 a year, $375,000. And we actually had 52 of the students or clients enrolled in that college as well.
Thank you, Paul. The second one, Simplicity Corporation contract, Dana.
So Simplicity has a host of software platforms. The two that we are asking for is Accommodate and then Advocate. Accommodate is a case management software that will help not only student affairs but human resources manage student conduct cases, student emotional health cases, Title IX, Title VI, as well as any HR cases such as grievances or any disciplinary things HR does. It is all secure. What's great is that Simplicity has the federal guidelines kind of embedded into the software. So for example, as a Title IX coordinator, I value that because it's a checks and balance for me as I go through the Title IX cases, same thing with Title VI. So that's the Accommodate software. For Advocate, it is for our accessibility for students who and faculty and staff who have disabilities. It's a more streamlined way to manage and track accommodations and make sure that those are being set. The communication is streamlined from the platform to the faculty members so that the students, and the students can also, with the students, so it's a little bit of a more discreet way that students and faculty can learn about the different accommodation needs. Currently, all of the processes from Title IX to Access are all done with spreadsheets, paper, things like that. It is very difficult to track, especially historical data. So this will be one central house that all of this information will be kept, which will help us to stay in compliance with a lot of different federal and state regulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Dana. This is summarized page 10 and 11 of our materials, and note that the first year of the financial obligation here is covered by grant, and then it's $20,000 a year for the next 2 years out of the IT budget. Any questions on that?
The third item on the agenda is the renewal of the Connex ED subscription agreement. And Erickson, make some brief comments on that.
Sure. The ConnectEd platform, it is an online platform that a number of different offices at the institution use to be able to communicate with students in real time. It is one where we've seen thousands, in fact, of meetings take place since we've launched this in the fall of 25 semester fully. It's a great way for us, I think, to support our non-traditional student learner, our with the SUNY Reconnect initiative. It allows for us to be able to talk with students and meet them where they're at. What's also nice about it too is in some type of inclement weather situation or scheduling, it does allow for our students still to be able to communicate with our offices in real time.
Thank you. Then the two additional items that are not on the agenda that relate to the South Campus. One being an agreement with the Buffalo Bills for continued occupancy of the buildings at the South Campus. And the other one, Town of Hamburg, same thing, license and occupancy agreement for continued use running out approximately end of this year or sometime next year.
And both of these received outside of our normal process, not in our materials, but we've talked about in executive session involved essentially the idea that we're shrinking on Southwestern Boulevard, our Southwestern Boulevard location. There's a lot of space there. The Bills in the Town of Hamburg have already a relationship with us there, and they're looking to expand or extend those relationships, taking some of our space. And we are quite comfortable doing that, both for financial reasons, to take revenue out of unused space, and also to be good community neighbors and stewards with the Bills project and the Town of Hamburg's initiatives.
These two.
Right. So those five. Rather than wait till new business, I just wanted to add a sixth, and we talked about this in executive session. As you know, we have the Cobham Drive property that we're all very enthusiastic about, and there is an original footprint, and then there's an additional roughly 4,000 square feet. Leslie, if she's still on, can brief us further, but there's an additional piece of that real estate that we did not take initially. We always had an intention of taking it if we saw reason to do so, and we do see reason to do so. We feel it will be developed nicely into a kitchen and service facility, helping our students and faculty and staff there at our south location at Cobham. But what we are doing is negotiating with the landlord right now to essentially take that additional space on terms quite similar to the terms on which we lease the broader parcel, and we want to endorse the notion of taking that space as a board and pass a resolution that will essentially approve the execution of an addendum to the Cobham lease agreement, whereby the college will be expanding the property it currently leases to add a cafeteria and additional facilities under similar terms to the broader parcel. And those terms will be worked out by the president, but we will, as a board, endorse the notion of modestly expanding Cobham to allow for this. May I have a motion to that effect?
Motion.
Igor, second?
Second.
Trina, thanks. Any further discussion or questions that were not addressed earlier?
and the young and right as well.
Jeff, are we moving for all 6 of these?
I'm going to do
resolutions?
this one
Okay.
separate, just because it's unusual.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to the original, what, 5 you had as a package. So first, we're only voting on the Cobham right now, okay? And motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. The reason we're a little choppy today is because with the weather, there's been resolutions coming in a variety of ways, and some have been discussed, but we're trying to make sure we've covered everything here. These two have been covered, and the other one,
It's the young and right.
yes. As discussed in executive session, but also to be repeated here, we already have an existing contract with the Young and Wright firm, architectural firm, to act as our advisor with respect to the modernization of campus facilities and sometimes new facilities. As part of that, they have a fee schedule for particular projects that will be handled, an hourly rate, upfront fees, and so forth. And we've approved this contract already. Under that contract, they're moving forward to design our vehicle and tech center, which will combine our auto body and our auto service groups into an upgraded facility that will make us all proud. Young and Wright is designing that under the terms of the contract we've already approved, including the rates and fees, but they're looking for our specific approval of them to move ahead with the expenditure of $58,000 for design and development of a new vehicle, upgraded vehicle tech center. And that is what we have discussed and wish to take a motion on now to approve. Any questions? May I have a motion to approve that? Thanks, Amanda. Second?
Second.
All right, Carrie? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved then.
Thank you.
All right. We'll now go back, well, actually,
Minutes.
Carrie, let's take care of one simple motion. We all have seen the minutes from our December 18th meeting. I had no questions with them or comments. Anyone else? In that case, then let's have a motion to approve them. Katrina, thanks. And Candace. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. Okay. Now we're back to Ken and the 3 that were circulated and the 2 that were added, the bills
Yeah,
and the
I
town
move for
hamburger.
approval of all 5 of the resolutions.
All right, a second?
I second.
Igor? Comments?
Yes, I just, my firm represents the the firm I'm employed by represents the Buffalo Bills. So I just wanted to make that potential conflict aware. I don't think this is a controversial item, so, unless
Thank
we
you.
want to pull it out and vote on it separately, so I can
We
recuse
will
myself.
do that, because we have 6 other trustees and
Sure.
you can recuse. In the past, with your full disclosure and your ethical approach to things, we've never had a problem with you doing that, but we'll have you recuse.
Sure.
So the vote is on the 4 items that Ken discussed, other than the Buffalo Bills' use of our property. Let's have the motion will be amended then to be those 4. And then a second again?
Second.
All in favor of those 4 being
Aye.
approved?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Now, with Candace recusing herself and the rest of us voting, we will vote on the Buffalo Bills' use of our property. A motion to approve as described. Igor and Trina seconding. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor except for Candace having been recused. That is approved. So all the items now have been approved, I believe. Any, Dr. Sky, have we missed any?
Okay, thank you.
All right. That is where we are. Thanks, Ken. And we discussed at least those 3 in budget, and we had some discussion of the other 2 here. I think we're ready to move on to curriculum, student success, and diversity, with Candace having at least 2 action items. I think only 2.
Yes. We did not have a meeting for the committee last month. These items were received out of committee, so Erickson, if you could give us the update on what we're looking at here.
Yes, thank you. Both items here are renewals. We've had these for a number of years. The first one with the Youth Engagement Services is a partnership with Erie County Department of Social Services, where we have a department that is able to provide additional assistance to students that are here at the institution. We've done this for a number of years, even before being in this role. And then the Xenograde system is a enrollment platform that we use for our non-credit enrollment, as well as our workforce and continuing education. That's important then for us to be able to track as well as report out on those enrollment initiatives.
And I assume since they're up for renewal, we've been satisfied with these contracts?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I would recommend and make a motion for both of these renewal items to be approved by the board.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, that's carried. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those are approved. Thanks, Erickson.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We now have one item on the personnel agenda with Amanda Lau from Talent, Diversity, Equity, and Belonging.
So we met in January. We have one item, specifically the creation of a special projects position and the corresponding leave of absence for that position. It was discussed at the TDEB meeting. I don't have any questions. Happy to discuss it further, but this is in connection with Dr. Sagai's vision and building out of her team as she sees fit.
Yes.
And the person that's up for that is Tanika Jackson. I know folks met her before, but and Tanika have been at the college for how long?
28 years.
20 years as an awesome a counselor and been very in front of supporting our students. Tanika also participated in through SUNY Community College Leadership Academy. She was one of the 35 fellow who completed the program in the leadership. So glad to have Tanika into the.
Tanika, would you join us and share a little of your background with us, please, and some of your thoughts here? Thanks.
As Dr. Sagai mentioned, I've been here for 28 years. When I came in December 22nd, 97, it was not my intentions to stay. I was a sophomore at UB, majoring in legal studies, so I was going on to be like the next Nancy Grace. I was going on to be an attorney, family law. And something changed. When I got here, I was working with foster care youth who didn't go to college. It was my sister, myself at UB, and it was like 6 students here at ECC. So I'm very investigative, so I asked the question, why? And so they said, okay, come and figure it out. It's because they didn't have the information. They didn't have the access. And that program is the only program in New York State that's on a college campus. So some of the things I did was help them fill out financial aid, help them, fill out their college applications. And it went from like 6 of us to over 30 of us. Some of them now have a PhD, master's degrees. One of them started here, which is my sister, and she's in DMV now, taking it over she's gonna have her own private practice now, and it all started here. So I've been in various places to learn. EOP, I was the middle early college counselor, counseling chair for over 4 years, and the union rep for over 4 years. So in accepting this position, I'm accepting it because I don't follow titles, because title is what you do, character is who you are, and your character dictates how you lead. And Dr. Sagai, in my opinion, has been a woman of integrity. She loves this place. She's dedicated, committed to this place. She could have left when we had our little issues a few years ago, but she stayed. So that to me showed that she's dedicated to this place. She has a vision. She sees us in our not yet. And I want to help her get there. I love this place. I see how it changes people's lives, and I want it to continue to do so.
Thank you. Thanks, Tanika, for those thoughts. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanika.
All right.
All right, so I'd like to
Are
make
we
a
ready
motion to approve.
to vote on that? That's a, go ahead, Amanda. Would you like to make the motion? Second? Trina? All in favor of the Tanika appointment? Thank you. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations. That's great. All right. Now we have informational items. I think unless anyone has other resolutions, that
I think we're good.
Are there any
Yeah,
more?
we're good. Okay.
okay. All right. I think we're good. We do have informational items, starting with Ken again for budget
Jeff,
audit and
I'm going to
facilities.
defer to you because I have to leave in a couple
Sure.
minutes.
Okay.
And you were on the committee and
Right.
can run through these things.
Real quickly, the facilities and capital projects, it's pretty much the routine list. We know what's going on. Maybe just a word on the atrium downtown.
So the atrium is on a standstill. We are babysitting it and making sure that nothing is leaking. So the facility folks are doing a great job in maintaining that. I do want to really acknowledge our facility folks for the constant hard work, as you see with the snow and the weather and the pipes and everything that we have. So I really want to give a thank you to our facility. I know they're not here. They're outside there, so thank you.
Yeah. On ASC, I did take a look at that. I think, Ken, you did too, and we talked about it. It's typical up and down, but it's more positive than negative typically. I think on Childcare is up and food service is down, broadly speaking, a little bit. Things have been impacted at City with the atrium access, but we appreciate those quarterly reports to keep an eye on that from Terry. Operating and capital requests. This is something that we don't have to take a lot of time in public session on, but I do refer fellow trustees to what has come from SUNY. We're in budget season. The executive budget has come out. I talked to John King about this yesterday. I think he's pretty enthusiastic about the support level that the state has given to colleges in the SUNY system, including ours, for the last 3 years. And I don't feel like there's a strong case for reversal of that this year, given the state's relatively positive revenue situation and the way that we are actually showing results based on the funding that we've been getting, with better enrollment, better retention, more people involved in some of the new programs like the Success Program. So I think he was relatively optimistic, but we all keep our fingers crossed that we are hoping for at least the same level or hopefully expanded support from the state for our college and the broader SUNY system. But that's a good read. This is basically SUNY saying to the budget people, here's what we are doing with the money you've given us, and here's why we want money in these areas. So it's a good read for us as trustees. I didn't see anything on the supplier report of note. Budget to actual. Arda, anything to comment on there?
So I don't speak behind your back. This is, so we are in December. This is a time when we actually touch base on 3 fiscal years, because the fiscal year regarding 24-25, it's still being audited and it's still in progress. Basically, the auditors weighed the financial statements from the college, the auxiliary services, and the foundation to conclude our overall picture, how we are doing. We are still awaiting the financial statements from the foundation, but the auditors did reach out and wanted to present in February. We suggested that they present to the board in March because of the retreat that it's coming up. So regarding the financial overview for 24-25, we have performed well. So far for the year, the operating surplus is roughly $4.7 million. We are stronger primarily because of our enrollment numbers. Our total AAFTE annual average full-time equivalent student is at 6,185.38 FTEs. That's 6% higher than prior year. We think that this is primarily due to enrollment enhancement, which is amazing to see. The overall AAFTE is about 3%. So the revenues are actually offset, like we have seen one-time revenues in the prior year that we did not see during 24-25 related to FEMA. FEMA and then also sponsor had paid previous year regarding the AFSCME and CSCA's bargaining agreements. Total expenses are approximately $1.7 million below budget. The variance is strictly due to payroll vacancies that we have not fulfilled. However, the payroll and benefits are higher than the year before, primarily due to step increases within salaries, as well as significantly higher health insurance costs that we have seen during 24-25. Contractual expenses, they remain below budget. However, we have seen significant equipment purchases regarding 50 column during 24-25. Currently, our unrestricted fund balance at 8/31/25 is at $40.2 million. That's 46.7% of total operating expenses. Again, these are subject to audit until the auditors fully conclude our books. However, these reserves are honestly there for a good reason, for ongoing financial stability for the college. You know, enrollment, it's always fluctuating. For 24-25, we had projected a 6% decline, and it was surprising to see that it turned the other way around, but it could fluctuate from year to year. And then again, last but not least, future state and local funding environments, as well as our fixed cost pressures with bargaining agreements that we have with different unions.
Thanks, Ken.
And et cetera. So regarding now 25-26, this is the fiscal year that we're currently in. Again, enrollment is again another positive year. We are seeing the revenues, so the financial dashboard is through November, but the revenues actually are reflected for the fall. So the revenues indicate that currently we are trending approximately 7% better than prior year. So that is strictly due to the SUNY Reconnect program that Governor Hochul is so passionate about. Sponsor contributions are normally received during the month of April, and they will be reflected at later months. State aid increased primarily due to 50 Cobham because we get rental state aid from New York State for leasing out spaces. What else?
Just, Bob, let me interrupt there briefly, just to remind the trustees and for benefit of the newer ones. This is lease aid that we get. We get 50% essentially on capital projects, right? And so if we lease something, the concept is we could have built that and gotten 50% cost, but we chose to lease and build out, and that suited us, but they will also aid appropriately vetted lease arrangements. So that's where we're starting to see an aid flow.
So then the expenses, payroll expenses increased due to contractual salary increases when you compare to prior year. However, we are under budget at the moment. As of December 1st, we currently have 525 full-time employees under the operating budget. Still under what we had budgeted at 538 full-time employees. So it's payroll is well controlled at this point in time. However, I think it's important to note that the financial impacts from the FFECC negotiations are yet to be reflected, and those will appear in the future months. So we'll see how we'll end by 8/31 of 26. Dr. Tsagai and I met with the Erie County Fiscal Authority Stability regarding the 25-26, our current year budget. They had positive remarks regarding SUNY Erie. They did provide specific acknowledgement to Dr. Sakai and the leadership at the college for constantly making efforts to strengthen enrollment, control costs, right size, centralize as much as we possibly can. We are also working on the SUNY Erie. The college is working on the new budget development regarding 26-27 as well. A memo will go out to the community just outlining our process, that we expect the senior leadership along with Dr. Tsagai to be very much involved in the new budget development come 26-27. A budget presentation will be provided to the board, hopefully sometime during mid-March. This will technically highlight just the revenues, expenses, any capital requests we might include in the new budget cycle. The goal is to have the budget approved by late April, the last board meeting that we have in April. We then, hopefully if it's approved by the board, it then goes to the county executive and it's due by May 10th. The county executive has to recommend the SUNY Erie budget before June 1st. There is a community enrichment committee that Dr. Tsagai and I usually attend, and we present to the legislatures, and then there's always a public hearing that follows that. Post-approval, this budget then goes to the SUNY Board of Trustees, yes. They review our tuition and fee schedule, and then they have their own SUNY annual reports and SUNY budget reports that are required by them. Last but not least, you all saw the 26-27 executive budget requests that Governor Hochul released. Currently, the funding floor is maintained at 100% for community colleges. That prevents nearly $65 million in potential state aid losses for SUNY community colleges. She's investing in SUNY Reconnect program, ACE expansion. She wants to expand the student success program by 10,000 students. And I always say, like, I feel like every student should be in an ACE or ASEP program, especially freshman students, because I'm a huge advocate for it myself. Student employment internships, capital funding, and etc. But right now, I know the executive budget is released. In February, the Senate and the Assembly, they released their own versions of the budget. In March, negotiations happen between the three entities, and hopefully by April 1st, the state will have an approved budget.
Thank you.
And that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Arda.
Thank you.
Very
I
thorough.
think I just rambled.
Very
Oh
good.
my God. There's a lot with finance, so.
No, I know.
Unless you
That's
have
good.
any questions for me.
We're good.
We're
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
And the 8th item is the minutes from the meeting that we had on December 4th.
Good job.
We also met in January, but we haven't seen those minutes yet. Whether we have anything from you, Candace, by way of information, or from the marketing side, we're good there. Just for the good of the order, we did have a little informal discussion in executive session, and glad to mention that our newest trustee, Trina, has a strong interest in marketing and a strong background in that area as the head of our United Way of Western York and Erie County. And it looks like she is heading in the direction of being our new marketing chair. We're going to firm all of that up with our committee structure finalization at our retreat. But thank you, Trina.
Absolutely.
And just wanted to mention that for Dana to here, so that Dr. Zagai and Dana and Trina are welcome to start talking, getting together, brainstorming, and creating some enthusiasm on the marketing side. We appreciate it. Thank you, Trina.
Policy.
Policy and governance. We did receive some things there.
Joe's here to.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yep.
Joe, please. Melody, Joe's
Mel,
here.
Melody, you're online, but Joe is speaking to these various policies.
So there's we have 1 through 4 on the agenda for policies, and I'll be brief on this. We're gonna get into it a little more at the retreat. But the reason we have so many policies, ITS normally doesn't have so many policies.
Hi, Mel. Joe is just starting to talk about those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the SUNY released us a new security policy, and it's for all campuses to comply. So in order to comply, we had to formalize some of our policies. So the first one on there is the acceptable use policy. The acceptable use policy, the last time that policy was updated, there was an existing policy, but it wasn't updated since June 2022. So we reviewed that, added some items in there. This policy really guides users on how to use the technology, what they can do with the technology, what they can't do. We added some language in there about traveling, as we get a lot of people taking sensitive information on their laptops out of the country. So we have new policies on that, and we clarified some of the responsibilities just to adhere to the new policy. The second one is the access management policy. This policy defines access to data and other computing resources, like who has permission to it. And of course, it's least privilege. We always stress least privilege, which means you only get access to what you need. The third one is the information security policy. This is the umbrella policy. It's what the SUNY 6900 policy wants you to have in place, is this information security policy. So it defines the governance and how we respond to risks and incidents. And then finally, we have the security risk management policy. That's number 4. And that's a preventative health plan on security risk assessment. So periodically, we have to look at our systems. We have to evaluate who has access to what. That's what that policy defines. So any questions on any of those?
We have the 5th one, posthumous degree. Is that?
That is not
ITS. That's withdrawn for now. Okay. Dr. Sky, the story here is we are receiving this as an informational item, but not being asked to take action on any of this. At times, we do take action on the adoption of policies. We're familiar with a few that we've done. I think one of the, as we restructure our committees and figure things out going forward, one of the things I'd like to clarify in the next meeting or two is exactly which policies have to come before the board and which do not. I personally feel a little uncertain about that, but I will accept these, all of us will, as informational items, and we appreciate the work on it.
Yeah, and I would agree that we should clarify that, just because with the new security policy, like, these policies have to be updated more frequently than we have in the past, so it'd be nice to get that clarification.
Very often our policies are initiated or stimulated by something that SUNY puts out, and we react to it and adopt a version of it, which is fine. But I just need all of us, a little more clarity on when we're being asked to approve and why, and when we're not, and I think that's a soft spot.
Yeah, and that's where Leslie, under the legal team, that is what she's doing.
Okay.
She's working with SUNY on that to make sure that we are aligning and following the proper protocol.
Let's add that to the retreat agenda as an item.
Okay.
Strategic planning and assessment, Carrie?
We did just have a meeting. Broadly, we were discussing where we are in terms of going from our bridge plan to our final plan. Looks like things are on track. Still happy to hear all of the feedback and data points we're collecting. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to prepare the final strategic plan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if we were gonna share anything specifically from strategic planning or if it was just technology that we had a little presentation.
Technology.
Okay.
But that one, we will be presenting during the retreat about very detailed item.
Oh, that's
we'll
right.
be able to present in detail.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have some more
Yes,
information
yes,
at the retreat.
Absolutely.
And then we will meet again, maybe March,
Mhm.
I think,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
okay.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. You want to talk about technology while you have the floor?
Sure, and we just met again, technology, same day, a lot of overlap there, and we had general updates, especially on Workday ERPs, and I think we had an in-depth conversation about it, but I think Joe prepared maybe a smaller version. Yes,
Brief
abbreviated one.
Yeah.
Amanda, don't let me forget to come back to you. I jumped over you
No,
there.
we're good.
Approve your minutes.
So in terms of the Workday project, our student optimization project ends on May 26th. So that's when that project comes to an end. We're doing good. Most of the projects are wrapped up. I think we have like 14, but they're all in process at this point. We will be amending, we're working with the vendor now. We're gonna try to amend that student optimization contract so it deals with some of the operational issues that come up. If something breaks or if SUNY provides new policy, we have to change the system and integrate the system so it supports that. So we do need some operational funding for that. Currently, Dave and ITS is working with functional areas to enhance the student experience. We're looking at the whole intake process for the students, how that works, and we're looking where we can gain the most efficiencies. Dave and the ITS team, we met with all the functional areas and just talked about some of their processes and where they're struggling, and those are the ones we're going to address first. And then we have an RFP that will be developed probably for April. We're looking at this point for the HCM finance and the grants portion. So we just finished the student optimization. Now we want to optimize the HR, finance, and grants area. Those haven't really been looked at since we did the implementation. So that will be a great opportunity. We met with Dr. Sagai on this, and she suggested before we start that RFP to have these functional areas look at their business processes, understand their business processes, and look where we can really enhance it with this optimization effort. So we're excited to start that project. Any questions?
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Mike, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Amanda, anything, just the minutes on your informational items?
Yeah, so we have our minutes listed there from our December 8th meeting, but the action items that came out of that were voted on during our full board meeting in December.
Okay, thanks. And just one more quick thing on marketing. Trina, I think you're aware of this, but your predecessor in that role was Len Lenahan, who left the board very recently. So one thought I have is when Dana and you and Dr. Sagai talk or communicate, getting Len involved as a matter of transition, picking his brain a little bit
Sure.
would be good.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Would be good. Okay, my report. We last met on December 18th, and like I say, every nice holiday season, everybody. We talked about that, and we're into the new year and off and running. Weekly calls and often daily calls with Dr. Sagai continue and are part of the chair's job, and I always enjoy hearing from Dr. Sagai about what's on her mind. She's got a lot on her mind. And I try to be helpful. Those are good constructive calls. The monthly meetings in the Rath Building, County Executive, Chief of Staff. I'm looking forward to our first one with James Blackwell in the role, which will be good. That'll be coming up. I attended on January 1st Mayor Sean Ryan's inauguration. I'd like to congratulate our new mayor in the city of Buffalo. Of course, the city of Buffalo is the heart of our community, and we have new leadership for the first time in a long time. And I'd like to thank my friend Byron Brown for the service that he provided, and Mayor Scanlon for a short period of time there between those after Byron Brown left office. But it was a really nice inauguration at Kleinhans, and I feel optimistic about the future of Buffalo, and wish our new mayor well. I know I'm sure I speak for all of you when I do that. On the January 15th, I mentioned we had a January meeting of the Budget, Audit, and Facilities Committee, very productive, and we'll have minutes of that, and we'll take action, some of which we did today, and others will be next meeting. The long telephone call with SUNY Chancellor John King. I really enjoy Chancellor King. He has shown such interest in SUNY Erie Community College, and I'm sure he creates this impression with everyone around the state, but I feel like he really cares about us and pays attention to what's happening here. And he'll call me sometimes out of the blue and just ask me how things are going. So I called him just to brief him on what we have been up to with settling out our FFECC contract successfully. 92% or 94% approval from the faculty members on that, and unanimous approval from the board. Finalizing our operating agreement with our foundation. Enrollment, positive news there, and of course he's very happy and supportive, and always offers the resources of SUNY in his own office if we need him. I invited him to a Bills game in the new stadium when it opens up. He said he's going to try to take us up on that. In the meantime, though, he'll come on May 7th. I'm not sure what that visit involves, but he'll be here, and then he's going to be our speaker at our commencement, which I know I'm going to look forward to. He's a great speaker. We talked about South, just a lot of positives. He was really happy with that call. Also, he mentioned that to the extent we have vacancies, either now or in the future, his office is willing to help intervene with the governor's staffing office if we feel like that would be helpful to help move things or accelerate things. So he offered that assistance. I spoke too with Chair Mark Gollin from our ECC Foundation, made him aware that Amanda will be our new representative there, and he was delighted with that. And we had a good talk about setting up regular, lunches here in the new year to maintain communication and try to keep the foundation and the college in the same spot, going forward to help both of ours. Mentioned several times here the retreat in February. We will have a regular board meeting and then a full retreat. James Blackwell and Ben Swanekamp will be there from the county and city respectively. And we have touched on some other things that we'll be covering at the retreat. Always very valuable. Important that you take that survey. We all, 9 of us, need to do that. Very, very put a priority on that so that we have good data to respond to and discuss. The Board of Trustees schedule I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, we had a few tweaks to that. John King speaking at commencement, and then the regalia forum. There's a robing, remember, as we're all there on stage. Gail is collecting those forms. They're right at your station. You can fill them out today and give it to her. And that was it. So that's my report. It's up to you, Dr. Sagai, right?
All right, pictures up, please. And Lisa, you first. Not that one. That looks nice too, but not that one. Can we do the opening day first, and wait to the student part later? Thank you. So Lisa, opening day, please.
Yes,
Thank you.
good morning. So thank you. Gail did hand out our spring opening day program, which you have in front of you, which continue to align with the format that we adopted for the fall, continuing to expand the professional development for the entire campus, faculty and staff. We did announce a new theme for spring, so we had a theme for last year. Our theme for this year is innovation with intention, and so we will use that theme to guide our professional development, beginning with the opening day and then going throughout the year. You'll also see an insert that we have of some ongoing virtual professional development, so we're continuing to expand our offerings to help support the college in response to some of our engagement survey results and focusing on culture, but again, really looking to invest in our employees. We had a really fantastic response. We're still collecting survey data, but we had about a 20% estimated increase in participation in the day across the campus from fall. So we're hopeful that that is a reflection on the change in format and the focus. We had a very dynamic headliner and keynote speaker. I don't know, do you want to
Yes,
speak
please
to
do.
that?
No, that's okay. You go ahead.
We did have, through the Teagle grant, we had a faculty-focused presentation. Someone was really talking about how we can change the engagement levels within classrooms and really talking about using questioning to drive conversation. But then we also had Scott Beeler, who is such a good friend to the college. So he came and really spoke broadly about leadership and the opportunity that Erie provided him. We had a student that now works for him, a graduate, also speak to his experience here. And it ended with Mr. Beeler providing a book to every participant that came to the day, and that was incredibly well received. So lots of positive feedback there. Another highlight from the day was the announcement of our new professional development center. So we're looking to, really more formalize the professional development in a center and really continue to build that out, which we provided 3 naming options that we put out to the campus community. I think Gail, if she hasn't shared, was going to share that survey if you wanted to weigh in on those 3 names. And so we're ending that survey and we'll announce a new marketing and branding associated with that, again, as we continue to build out what we've already started in this current format.
When is that survey? When is that going to close?
The survey closes next Friday, February 6th.
Okay, so everyone should vote.
So if you want to weigh in on that name, and we have very positive feedback so far about the new center, in addition to the opening day that we had on the 14th.
And the center is going to be under Lisa's leadership, which reports directly to the president now. That was different. The CPD used to be part of HR. It is not that. HR is well run under Leslie and Jackie Michaels. They're doing a great job with that. But this focus is really to ensure that, as you probably remember during my presentation for the president, 2 things I focused on. One was students and how do we make sure that our students are successful but empowered. And the second focus for me, and it still is how do we ensure that we invest in our faculty and stuff, and how do we do that very intentionally and have a dedicated resource for it. And so this is the center that's going to be the case. It's going to be housed in this building so that we will see it when we come in, and to be able to make sure that our faculty and staff have a place to be upscale and also share. And our faculty and staff will also participate in the center by way of training and teaching. We are an education institute, so we have a lot of expertise in the college. So our goal is to also maximize the skill set and the expertise that we have at the college, and to do that. So this center is, I'm very excited about it. It really will help. I think the one thing through Scott Beeler's conversation with the college or presentation was that we have to focus on our faculty and staff first so that we can really serve our students to the best that we can. So strongly believe it, and I know the board also believe in that. So thank you for your support, and Lisa, thank you for your leadership.
Thanks, Lisa. A lot of substance to that report. Great day, that mid-January day. That was, looking at the agenda, it's just terrific.
Very robust.
Yeah, it really was. That's
I don't
the
think we
word.
did ice cream though. Did we do ice cream? this time?
No, we didn't do
Last
ice
time we
cream.
did ice cream.
We had a hot chocolate
Okay.
tailgate. So our culinary department provided some hot chocolate and snacks, and we really had a nice gathering. We had hoped that it would be outside, you know, kind of just a little quick fun. But we had too much precipitation, so we were all in the cafeteria. But we did
In
enjoy.
January,
We
that's
did
it.
enjoy the hot chocolate. So.
I thought we were doing ice cream in January, but hot chocolate did well too. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just quickly, and then Dana, I need you to come up because it's really going to end up with students. But myself and Tanika attended a fireside chat with the new superintendent for Buffalo Public School. It was well attended. It was sponsored by Buffalo Urban League as well as Highmark. And he had, it was about an hour discussion with questions from the audience and talked about that. And he did also give a shout out as far as partnership with post-secondary. We have a great relationship and great work through Eric and team to continue to build the relationship with the Buffalo Public School to make sure that our students from the Buffalo Public School are able to come to our college and have the best experience and more. So that was great to be part of that. Then the Sheriff Department graduation, it's always exciting. I know John is not here, but John represented us there, and so always good to see the individuals that protect us every day, and certainly thank you to their service. It is a unique place to be to take that role on, so we are forever grateful for their service. With that, Dana, want to talk about orientation and students?
So, over the course of the first 2 weeks of January, we did the new student welcome. And so attendance at new student welcome in January is always a little bit lower than our fall semester, but we did have a great group of students, especially here at North and at City. We got a big group. New this year, we also did, which was a little disjointed because of the snow days, our noon session webinars for our Reconnect students who might traditionally not be able to attend because of their work schedules. And these were are recorded as well, so they talked about financial aid, study skills, things like that. The last one will be, because it's now been rescheduled twice, the financial aid one will be next Monday.
Okay, if you could stay there for me for a minute. Adam, if you could talk about our retention and enrollment number.
Yes. So our retention and enrollment, we're actually doing incredibly well. We are above goal right now at this point in time, and we are further than we were a year prior. So we're seeing a lot of growth. We're attributing that to Reconnect, in addition to a lot of the efforts that our faculty are doing with earlier registration. So we saw an uptick in registration right when registration started, and we saw that continue on through. So our graphs, you'll actually see a steeper incline, which we're really attributing to that retention, because now all of a sudden students have a place to go in the next semester. They know their courses, and they are prepared for the following semester.
Let me, Dana, can we continue with the next slide, please?
Can you go to the tunnel one first?
So part of what we're going to share, right? So our key is to make sure that our students, and Eric will talk about the full enrollment, including some of the things that we've been doing on the new side. But I think the key for us is that when our students are coming from the actual application to meeting with our admission folks, but what happens after they come, right? And after the orientation. So one of the things that we really wanted to talk about, particularly at the City campus, as you know, Jeff mentioned earlier, we have a historical issue at City, just the traffic and some of those things. And so we do have a tunnel at there that Dana is going to talk about a little bit, but we want to make sure not only do we welcome our students, but how do we ensure that they're safe at all of our locations, but particularly at City, as we've been having a lot of issues with safety there. So Dana and team were very creative. I just asked Dana, I said, how do we make this possible? Because we do have a tunnel while we're taking care of the other side of it. How do we make that so?
So marketing is working hard, but having fun and responding to Dr. Sagai's calls. And so well, I guess it was technically the first day of classes for us. Dr. Sagai called and said, we need to do something about City campus because there's accidents at the South Division at Oak Corner all the time, I'm worried about our students, things like that. And so that was a call at around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, it was.
And we quickly rallied the marketing team together to say, like, how do we do this in a way that students will be responsive? And so I'm really proud of my team. Within 3 hours, they were able to produce this fun and cheesy type of thing. But Bob, if you could play the clip.
It has to work, Bob, right? I've seen it, I know it works.
So I will say, once you see it, it'll make a little bit more sense. I was at City yesterday. I am seeing greater numbers of tunnel use.
I have it. They did a good job, right?
So it has been, it's been watched over 100 times on YouTube, which is great. Facebook has been also watched and shared many times. And if you saw in the video, we've also put stickers on the floor in Flickinger to guide people to where they can go to take the tunnel.
We do, before we get to that one, we do have a plan to do some work. We changed the light to make it less dark, but it is something that, part of our plan to design that space so that it is even more welcoming. I know Dana has some ideas with the team in terms of doing some artwork and other things so that we can make the space easy for, not just for our students, but also for our faculty and staff. And so that is our goal, is to make sure that this is the way that we operate in that location. So thank you, thank you.
Thanks,
Our,
Dana.
our next challenge
Sure.
from Dr. Sagai this week
Sure.
was, which is fun. I mean, it's great fun. So February 9th, is that correct?
Yes.
Is our drop date for no-shows. And so what that means is if students have not participated in class or if they haven't shown up, we drop them from their class. They will get a W, but they won't end up getting an F, so we help with it not having the GPA. But they're still liable and all of that. But it's a way to prevent students from really harming themselves academically. And so our challenge this week.
Just to make sure everyone's clear on that. So what happens is that on the 19th,
So
The 9th.
the 9th, you want to talk about that?
Yes,
first?
so Never Attends is, it's a way that we help our students from a financial end. So as of 4 p.m. on Friday, February 4th, students have the opportunity to either have sat in class, or if they have an online course, they have to have submitted work in some way, shape, or form. If they have not done either of those, then we remove them from our books so that they don't incur costs, but they can't continue on the semester because we and others have found that after 3 weeks, if you haven't attended class, you have a dramatically lower chance of passing or succeeding in any way. So this is a way that we can safeguard our students. We have a Never Attend policy that is about 3 weeks in, right before census.
And this has a huge implication. As Adam mentioned, we are certainly over our goal right now, but if our students don't know the importance of them sitting in all of their classes, not just one, but all of their classes, right, is that we have the responsibility that to delete them from the system. And sometimes students don't know that would happen. But more importantly is that we need to communicate with our students early that if you register, this is what it is. Now, if you need to stop, you can't come, life happens, then we want to make sure they learn how to exit out appropriately. And that is very good for us to continue that dialogue with our students. So with that, that's one of the project or the initiative that we talked about.
Yeah. so after a call from Dr. Sky, we rallied again, came up with what can we do. So we have a series of campaigns of encouraging students to attend class, sending out emails. You'll see more memes on our social media. And then we are currently working on, this is a sneak peek. So if I'll be aging myself, but if you remember, if I say his name, the late Dikembe Mutombo, he used to be an NBA player. He did a Geico commercial in 2013 where he would basically hit things out of people's hand and say, no, 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 not in my house. And so we're using that as inspiration. And so we're working with our marketing, our student ambassadors have really stepped up and they're having fun. And so this is Jerry, one of our student ambassadors, and he came up with this concept. So we have about a series of 7 different scenarios that we're gonna put together to be a total commercial, but this is just a sneak peek of what we're working on to have it released tomorrow. So we'll have a segment of all these different, and then we'll be able to individually break them out and also post them on our social media. But the students are really getting into it to do it, and hopefully it will help encourage and share the message in a, hey, boring, go to class type thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dana. And so this is happening in the classroom. Our faculty and staff are great of reminding our students to come to class and work with them. But really the piece is to make sure that our students communicate with us so that we can support them. But reminding the students this way, especially something that comes from the students, is always important. So thank you. Eric, if you don't mind, to talk about enrollment for fall and how we're projecting now. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So yes, we're even though we just finished our add drop period for spring, we are quickly then moving on to the next academic year. So I don't want to also forget to summer registration for 26 will be opening up soon. So we're actively working on that. Talking about new incoming students, which we're going to look at then also as part of our students who had stopped at one point and then coming back to us. The Reconnect program is one that we're actively monitoring, so we are looking at what the governor is proposing in the state budget with some of the new additions with regards to nursing specifically, and looking at those initiatives as ways for us to project out our incoming student population for the fall. Right now our applications are very suggestive of seeing another increase for the fall semester. We're about 2 weeks ahead of pace compared to point in time last year, which was already ahead of time from where we were last year as well. So we're very grateful for the support from SUNY. The free application week continues to have a significant impact in the interest here to the school, but also in combination with the Reconnect program as well. So a lot of now I think is if the students are going to coming in is as they get admitted into the school, how do we help progress them then to active advisement and the registration process? That's where Adam and our team are working collectively together to look at schedules coming out for fall. Our hope is to be able to look at then those graduates right here early this month, help support them to apply for graduation for the spring term, then quickly moving to those that are then going to be here as continuing students for the spring, to work in the month of February, early March with advisement and preparation then for advisement and registration when that opens up then at the end of March, beginning of April. Once those students, again, I think what we saw this term was by having an institutional push to registering students that are here as our focus before they leave. That's what we're really going to be looking at then for this spring 26 term, is working with faculty, our teams, to make sure that the students who are here continue, right? The retention's a new enrollment, I think is still very important to have as our overarching guiding principle, because that's a huge contributor to where we are seeing, as Arda highlighted, those year-over-year enrollment gains. As that shift focuses then beyond spring, we'll then be looking then to bring in students who are coming in new. We already have our open houses scheduled then in the month of April, so actively recruiting with those as well as our community partners now as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And then the last thing, I know Jeff mentioned about commencement, and Dana, if we could talk a little bit about that, because I think that is the most exciting thing for all of us.
Sure. So thank you to Tanika and Bob and Adam. We have been doing some preliminary meetings. We're going to be bringing the full group together probably next week. But we are well underway, so thank you for filling out the regalia. We are jumping on the regalia much quicker. Same thing with faculty at opening day. We had sign up for faculty to sign up for that. With commencement, we are bringing some new life and some new ideas to commencement. We're keeping some of the traditions that were started last year. We're really focusing on celebrating our students, and so the student experience will be enhanced for this year as well. Starting out with prior to commencement, in a way to encourage graduation and filing for graduation. A lot of the times our students don't realize that you actually have to file for graduation and then RSVP for commencement, because especially our traditional age students who come right up high school, in high school you never file for your diploma, and so it's kind of that. So we're going to be doing some marketing campaigns about that, but new this year we're going to do an event called Grad Bash, which will be an event where we will promote students applying for graduation. So literally it's the week right before graduation, where we'll also be promoting signing up for the regalia, picking up the regalia, hopefully if we can arrange that, doing some invites, grad decoration caps, so really just a celebratory event to raise awareness and then get students excited, even though it's about a month and a half out, but excited for commencement. We will start a commencement countdown around that same amount of time. And then for commencement itself, Bob doesn't know this and the committee doesn't know this yet, but we have we have about 6 themes that we could consider. I've talked to Dr. Sagai about those themes. We're excited. We are going to turn it to the students to vote on what the theme would be. And so we will be doing that in the upcoming weeks as well. Same thing with the music. We will solicit input from students as well, and do some format changes with that. But we are well underway and excited for commencement. So we would really value it if all of you would attend. Commencement is just such a wonderful time to really celebrate our students. And is there anything else you want
No,
to do?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
I'm
Dan.
good. I'm good, Jeff.
Best night of the year. Okay, thanks. I don't believe that we have Dr. Quinn online for the Senate report. So Igor, would you kindly give us the student trustee report?
Sure. I don't have much to say, but we got a chance to sit down with the head of security, Jason, and Dana, to like put it together, all the rules and everything necessary to like take care of like the student center. We had the retreat. I had the retreat with the SGA, so we could discuss the future plans for events and how to like make more interactive with the students and see like how they can help the students out. I think.
How's the semester going?
Hard.
Hard?
Not gonna lie. It started already like in the hard mode.
How is the food service? Are you hearing anything from the students about food anywhere?
So far, everything is being fine.
Okay,
South
good.
Campus is still asking about the food service.
Yeah, we're working on
I keep telling them to wait a little bit longer, a little bit more, like, and it will get there.
Yes.
Out of that, food service, the attention that the college keep giving to the students is being fine. No complaints at all. Any other question?
I'd just add, this, as I mentioned with Dana, if you can be in touch with Trina, I think there's a very natural link between our student trustee and our marketing chair, obviously.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's something to be done there to be figured out, along with Dana and Dr. Sagai. Any other reports that we've overlooked? All right. Old business. We did a lot of business today. Any new business that we haven't covered?
Still like at 11:30, so that's not bad.
We did get a lot done today. It's been a while since we've met, so we had a few things pile up. Thanks, Gail, for helping us. It was rather choppy this week with the weather, making sure we stayed on track with everything we had to do. And our next meeting, again, will be on February 26th at Northland. Reminder of that. And we will have our retreat. We'll have a nice day, and more will be coming on that. Thank you, everyone, for getting out here timely and having a good meeting. Appreciate it. All right, motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Yes, and second?
See you later.
All in
Safe,
favor?
safe travels.
Thanks, Melody, for being with us. Yep.
Thanks. Bye.
Adjourn.
Thank you.